Hello everyone and welcome back to the Easy to Learn English channel. I am Lily. It is great to be here with you today.
And I am David. It is great to be here with you all today.
Today we have a very interesting topic for our A1 English learners. We are going to talk about something everyone experiences. Jobs. How to describe what you do, your daily work and what you hope for in the future. It is going to be fun.
That is right, Lily. Talking about your job is a very common conversation, and it is important to know how to share about it. When you meet someone new, the first thing they ask is usually about what you do. Being able to answer with confidence helps you feel proud and comfortable. Before we start, if you like our episodes, please share this video with your friends. Subscribe to our channel if you have not already and give us a big thumbs up. It helps us a lot.
Yes, please do. Your support means the world to us. Think of it as encouragement. Just like a smile can make your day brighter, your support gives us the energy to keep creating. So David, are you ready to dive into the world of work?
Absolutely, Lily. Let us get started.
Let us imagine someone asks you a simple question about your job. How do you answer, David?
Good question, Lily. The easiest way is to say your job title. For example, I can say I am a teacher. Very simple.
Yes, that is perfect. Or you can say I work as a designer. Very clear. So David, what is your job title?
I am an English teacher, Lily. I love it. What about you?
I am a presenter for the Easy to Learn English channel, and I also work as a content creator. It is a fun job.
That is great. Sometimes people also want to know about the company. You can say I work for a marketing agency. Or if you work for yourself, you can say I am self-employed.
Exactly. Sometimes I am self-employed too. It means I am my own boss. That is nice. Now what about your responsibilities? What do you do every day?
This is important. You can say I manage social media, or I help customers every day. That tells people what your job includes. So if someone asks me about my responsibilities, I can say I prepare lessons and teach English to students. That is my main task.
Good example. We have some useful expressions here. You can say I am responsible for example, I am responsible for planning the classes.
Yes, that is a good one. You can also say my main task is. For me, my main task is to make learning English fun.
Thank you, David. Another useful phrase is a typical day at work looks like this. This helps you describe your daily tasks easily.
Yes, if I say a typical day at work looks like teaching 5 classes and grading homework, you understand my day.
Perfect. Remember this. You can talk about your job title, the company you work for, and your responsibilities. Very simple. Let us pause here. Dear listener, think about your own job or your studies. Can you describe them in English using one sentence? Try it right now. Saying it aloud is powerful. Now, let us move on to the next part. Your daily routine at work. People are often curious about what you do from morning to evening.
Yes, it is interesting to know. First, you can talk about what time you start and finish. For example, I start work at 9 in the morning and finish at 5 in the evening. Simple and clear.
What about tasks during the day like meetings and emails?
Many jobs have meetings and emails. I can say every morning I check my emails and attend a short meeting.
Yes, that is a classic start to the day for many people. Then you can talk about your main tasks. For example, then I work on my main tasks until lunch.
Exactly.
And what about breaks and interactions with co-workers? Do you have lunch with co-workers? Do you take coffee breaks?
Good point. I can say I usually have lunch with my colleagues at 1 in the afternoon, or I take a short coffee break in the afternoon. This adds more detail to my routine and helps paint a picture of my day. A full example could be, every morning I check my emails and attend a short meeting. Then I work on my main tasks until lunch. In the afternoon, I have a few more meetings and answer more emails. I usually finish around 5 in the evening.
That is a great example, David. It sounds like a busy day. My daily routine is a bit different. Every morning I plan my lessons. Then I teach students. After lunch, I teach more classes and sometimes have meetings with other teachers. I usually finish my workday around 4 in the afternoon.
That sounds like a fulfilling day, Lily.
So remember, when you talk about your routine, think about when you start and finish, what tasks you do, and whether you have breaks or talk to colleagues.
Yes, that makes your description complete. And here is something for you, listener. Your work routine is like your personal story. Even simple details make it richer. If you can tell your story in English, people will connect with you.
Next, let us talk about your work environment. This is where you work. Is it an office, remote, hybrid, or outdoors?
This is very common now. Many people work remotely from home, like us sometimes.
That is right. Or you can say I work in an office in the city, or I have a hybrid job, so I work some days at home and some days at the office. Some people work outdoors, for example, a construction worker or a park ranger. They can say I work outdoors. It is very nice.
That is true. What about the atmosphere? Is it a formal or an informal workplace?
A formal workplace usually means you wear a suit and there are many rules. An informal workplace is more relaxed. Maybe you can wear jeans. My workplace is usually informal. We can wear comfortable clothes.
Mine too, I love that.
How are your relationships with co-workers? Are they friendly? Do you work closely together?
That is very important. I can say my co-workers are very friendly and we often help each other. Or I work in a small team and we are like a family.
That is so nice to hear. We also have some useful vocabulary for this section. Open space means a big office room with many desks and no separate rooms.
Yes, many companies have open spaces. Another word is deadline. This means you need to finish something by a specific time. I can say I have a deadline next week.
Deadlines can be stressful sometimes. We also have the word boss. That is the person who manages you. Co-worker or colleague is the person you work with. Client is a customer or a company you work for.
Then there is team, a group of people working together. For example, we are working in a team on a new project. And finally, flexible hours. This means you can choose when you start and finish your workday within some limits.
That is a great perk. So remember, you can talk about where you work, the atmosphere, and your co-workers. Now, let us talk about something very personal, job satisfaction. Do you like your job, Lily?
I love my job, David. It is so much fun to talk to our listeners and share English with them. I can say I love my job because it is creative and I meet many interesting people.
That is wonderful, Lily. That is exactly how you can say you like your job. You can also say I like my job because it is challenging, or I like my job because the people are nice.
What about the things you enjoy most or least? Sometimes there are parts of the job we do not like very much.
That is true. For me, I enjoy teaching the most. It is very rewarding to see students learn. What I enjoy least is grading papers. It can take a long time.
I understand. For me, I love interacting with our audience the most. What I enjoy least is the technical side of things like editing videos. It is not my favorite part.
We all have those parts. Sometimes people do not like their job and they would like to change jobs.
Yes, that is very common. You can say I am looking for a new opportunity. This means you want a new job. Or you can say I want to find a job with better pay, or I want a job that is closer to my home.
We have some more useful expressions here. You can say it can be stressful sometimes. This is a good way to talk about the difficult parts but also the positive things. For example, my job can be stressful sometimes, but I love the team I work with.
Perfect. So when you talk about job satisfaction, think about whether you like your job, what you enjoy, and whether you want to change jobs.
Here is something deeper, dear listener. When you describe what you love or dislike, you are not just speaking English. You are telling the story of your heart. Your words show your dreams, your struggles, and your growth. Now, David, let us go back in time a little. Let us talk about past jobs and experience. Where did you work before?
In my previous jobs, I can say I used to work in a small company. Now I am in a large international team. This shows my career path.
That is a great way to put it. Before this, I was a student, and I worked part-time at a coffee shop.
What about what you learned in those positions? This is important for new jobs.
Yes, it shows your skills. I can say in my last job I learned a lot about customer service. Or I learned how to manage a team.
Very good. This helps describe your career path so far. It is like a story of your jobs.
Exactly. So if someone asks about your experience, you can tell them about your old jobs and what you learned. For example, I used to be a salesperson and I learned how to talk to many different people. That is a valuable skill.
So remember, You can talk about where you worked before, what you learned, and your career path.
Now let us look to the future. This is exciting. Let us talk about future career goals. Where do you see yourself in the future, David?
Good question, Lily. I can say in the future I would like to manage my own YouTube channel full-time. That is my dream.
Wow, that is a fantastic goal, David. That is a perfect way to express it. You can also say I want to become an expert in my field.
And what about skills you want to learn? This shows you want to grow. I can say I want to improve my communication skills, or I want to learn more about digital marketing. It shows that I am always learning.
That is a great mindset. Finally, your dream job. My dream job is to travel the world and teach English in different countries. That would be amazing.
That sounds like a wonderful adventure. My dream job is to create content that inspires millions of people.
That is lovely, David. When you talk about your future goals, think about where you want to be, what skills you want to learn, and what your dream job is. Here is a challenge for you, listener. What is your dream job? Do not only think it, say it out loud in English. Even if it feels far away, the moment you speak it, it becomes more real. We have talked a lot about our jobs. Now let us talk about how to ask someone else about their job. This is very useful for real conversations.
Yes, very practical. The most common question is simple. What do you do?
Exactly. After they tell you their job, you can ask, do you like your job? This shows interest.
That is a nice follow-up question. Another good one is how long have you worked there? This tells you about their experience.
They might say, I have worked there for 5 years. To make the conversation more interesting, you can ask, what is the most interesting part of your job?
That is a great question, Lily. It invites a longer answer. You can also ask, what is a typical day like for you?
Yes, or what do you do on a typical day? These questions help you understand their work better and keep the conversation going.
So if you meet someone new, remember these questions to start a friendly conversation about their job. Lily, we covered so much today. We talked about describing your job, your daily routine, your work environment, job satisfaction, past experience, and future goals. We even learned how to ask others about their work. Our listeners have many new words and phrases now.
I agree, David. This episode is full of useful information for anyone who wants to talk about their job in English. Remember, practice helps you improve. Try to describe your own job using these phrases.
Here is the connection to real life. Talking about work is more than vocabulary. It is about confidence. When you can share your story, you connect with people. Connection is the heart of communication.
Yes. Before we go, if you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to subscribe to the Easy to Learn English channel. Share this video with your friends who are learning English. Leave a comment below. Tell us what you like most about your job, or if you do not have a job yet, tell us what your dream job is. We love reading your comments and connecting with you.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the Easy to Learn English channel.
Yes, thank you. We will see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.